among every devices there that can be paired and data can be transferred between them. Once the data has been included, if there isn't data transferation or data has been included, there's a probability of an hacker listening towards it. So before moving to the different levels of Bluetooth versions and security, we're going to speak about Bluetooth Piconet and Scatternet. What is a Piconet? So Bluetooth Piconet, almost two types of Bluetooth compatible devices can be connected using Bluetooth technologies. A device can be communicating, forming a Bluetooth network as a Piconet. A Piconet is a spontaneous and an ad hoc that allows two or more Bluetooth devices to communicate with each other. One device is referred as master while other referred as a slave. Scatternet is a part of a Piconet, but once it's connected to a primary Piconet, becomes a Scatternet. Scatternet consists of one master and a master slave, where it can communicate to the different devices using a master as well as master slaves. And in Piconet, there can be up to 7 active slave devices can be connected with. The next we are speaking on different types of Bluetooth devices. So the types of Bluetooth devices can comes with different levels, such as level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Uh, Bluetooth So level 1, it needs a user verification, as it does not need a user verification to pair. It just like can connect it with just clicking a connect number, just clicking connect. But it's so these devices are part of a threat and personal data, so it can be easily be exploited, and it has lots of vulnerabilities. Level 2, it has a PIN verification that need to be entered by the user. It also can be a threat. It can be easily exploited, and a hacker can break through it. So most of the pins are being given uh, by the user. Sometimes it's either their year, date of birth, uh, house number, and etc. Level 3 is going to be the device where the swaps security code to pair, but security code to pair with each devices, but can be it can be a vulnerable and can be hackable and exploitable, and it leaves a vulnerability. And level 4 device is strong. Level 4 device is a combination of 1 2 3, and it is more secure and than other devices in other levels. The next is we're going to speak about next slide is based on Bluetooth versions, which is part of Bluetooth growth and the evolution of Bluetooth. So there are different types of Bluetooth versions. The versions which I'm going to explain about is Bluetooth 1.2, 2.1, and 2.1 and 3 and 4. Each Bluetooth device versions are different types of vulnerabilities and being exploitable, and each versions are being patched and grown towards a well secure Bluetooth devices. Bluetooth devices in Bluetooth 1.2, a malicious device can hear a original device, and as well as the original device can be spoofed and can also be connected. It uses a link key. It depends upon the static unit key which used for pairing purposes. In 2.1, the code consists of short are permitted, and since this code are small and easier for the hacker to guess and break through the pin, which is can be a level 2. And the lacking in this version is the pin management, where it is most needed in the enterprises. The vulnerability part in this version is the device is connected for 23 if the device is connected for 23.3 hours, the key stream repeats and increase the vulnerability of decrypting these messages. So that's a vulnerability part of 2.1. So as well as version 2.1, 2.3, the security mode devices, the security mode 4 devices are connected to the device that does not support security mode 4. Earlier security modes are used in connections. For example, it is possible security mode 1 which offers no security, will be used. This rollbacks to the security mode, which makes version 2.1 and 2.3 vulnerable towards attack. In addition, it uses a static key, SSP static key, used in version 2.1 3.0, which increases the device vulnerability of man in the middle attack, which we'll be speaking in less few slides. So in version 4.0, it considers as secure because it has infinite number of authentication challenges request, where the endless number is allowed. It allows adversary to obtain information to many other challenge responses, but the adversary can't able to guess the infinity number of authentication challenge, as well as gain insight of secret link keys. All versions of Bluetooth, hackers can view and link key if it's stored improperly, if the key management is not secure and is accessible by the adversary. But if encryption key, and the other issues with the Bluetooth versions is, if the encryption keys are small, it can be easily break through, found or broken by the hacker. And there is no user authentication as per Bluetooth standards. It is only includes the device authentication. So to note if a device is connected or discoverable for a long period of time, it can be be a threat uh, in a network, as well as it is like putting a tag on your back. So for a hacker to hack in, Bluetooth device is one of the easiest hackable devices. So the next slide is the Bluetooth attack. The Bluetooth has multiples of issues and security in it. One of the most vulnerable in pairing process in it. Hackers can track at any time of the pairing process, either after the device got paired or at the time of pairing. Some of the few attacks of Bluetooth or Mac spoofing attack. The Mac spoofing attack takes place after the encryption was established. So it's during the formation of Piconet, at the time where the link key is generated. The link key is used for authenticating the device, and it is same as a man in middle attack, where the hacker imitates as other user, and that, as the picture explains, the attackers are able to change the data, intercept the data by using special tools. So if act as a man in the middle attack, any data that been transferred is transferred towards the hacker, and he can change the data that need to be sent to the user or can read it if possible. The next attack is going to be blue jacking attack and blue surfing attack. Blue jacking attack, the attack since it is one of the commonly used attack, and it can be seen, and it is easily, most of the user can easily be hacked, and if they don't have enough knowledge of what they're getting, what kind of messages are they getting, what kind of spam, or for example, in this, the attackers needs unassociated message to a device where it tricks a user to access the code, where it allows that and where it allows the hackers to access the files on the device. uh, these kind of attacks are mostly used in airports and in crowded areas, and to execute this attack properly, it need to be the the target need to be within 10 meters within the area near the attacker, as well as it need to be crowded, and it need to be sent to the most of the users, because sending to a particular user, it's kind of, it don't get most of the time, so it's mostly used in a group area. um, altering of data is not used because the device is susceptible to the attacker. Blue surfing attack, it is same as blue jacking attack, but can be used as a combination of blue surfing and blue jacking and snuffing attack. So it involves an hacking into a mobile phone and stealing data stored in a phone memory. such as calendar, image, contact messages, etc. This attacks exploits OBX file transfer protocol used in the Bluetooth, which enables a user to pair with with the user device, which allows the attacker to give control to access the user devices. And next one is automobile hacking using smartphone and car whispers. So as we used to see most of these kinds of scenes on movies where cars been hacked and used as a the threat to the users. So um, automobile hacking using smartphone, it was on research done on University of Washington. Researchers were able to compromise a Bluetooth system and which allows the user to make an hand-free cell phone call. Right, researchers discovered a flaw in the system implementation during this exploit that the trusted device or which in the car system. Researchers were able to bypass authentication to authorize the new connection. Once a connection is made, um, the the researcher can be able to execute the malicious code and take control of all car control systems. As a result, the attacker were able to send commands and override several vehicle controls. The attack was carried on 2009 mass production of sedan, according to the researchers. Confirmed that they complete access. It confirms they have a complete access to the internal computer system, and this was a major flaw that happened because because of a vulnerability that existed in the link manager protocol or link layer protocol. And automobile hack using car whispers. Uh, Car whispers is software used to manipulate vehicles' Bluetooth devices in connecting to the Linux machines. It is developed by an Trinity Group, a collective of European wireless cybersecurity experts designed the technology to highlight the drawback of the Bluetooth devices. So the Car Whisper program exploits cars manufacturers' limited 4-digit security code. So as I mentioned above, security codes are easy hackable, and because they have limited number of sets of number which can be used or tried by the combinations, and by the with the proper system power, it can be easily cracked. The crucial notice is the same code. For example, it can be 123 or 00 is a frequency used for the keys. The key gives you access to the privilege to the system. During the breach, the CW scanner script used execute non-stop device queries and visible Bluetooth devices. The hackers were seeking for the device that are not visible, but also others uh, to the same device classes. Uh, the car whispers disconnects the device to the CW pin script, supplies the secret key necessary for the connection. Once the connection is made, we can either it becomes a piconet where we can listen and we can send or receive data from send no we can play voices, different kinds of voices without user knowledge, and we can record their contact, record what they're speaking, listen to what they're speaking. And the benefit of being using car whispers, and it need to be within 10 mi- with the proper with with the radiation no with the directional antenna, with the directional antenna we can able to get into a car Bluetooth devices using car whisper within a mile. So it is a powerful exploitable vulnerability. It also takes place in the link layer protocol where there's a vulnerability exists in it.